All right, I had a couple more thoughts I wanted to share. I'm cat sitting today for the neighbor. So I gotta get over there and feed that cat. Sweet little cat named Sugar. Anyway, that's not really what I was gonna share. It was just kind of a random thought there. I live in Texas. And there's this thing that people say, and I've heard this kind of all my life, off and on. But there's this saying that say everything is bigger and better in Texas. You know, and living in Utah my whole life, or most of my life, I always just thought that was a stupid thing. Things aren't bigger and better in Texas. But it's true. You know, at first it was kind of offensive that people just think everything in Texas is better, and just because it says Texas on it, it's bigger and better. And, you know, growing up in Utah, people didn't say that in Utah. Everything's bigger and better in Utah, you know, and people don't really have that attitude in Utah. I mean, they have sort of a kind of that with the Mormonism and how Mormons always say, you know, that they have the whole truth, where everybody else only has a part of it and whatnot. But in Texas, there's Texas edition things like every brand of truck has a Texas edition. Not everybody has a Texas edition, but they charge extra money for this little sticker that goes on your truck that says Texas edition. And I think the Texas edition might have something different besides the sticker, but that makes me laugh. But since I've been living here, there's an attitude that the people have, and it's not that thing like, oh, we're better than everyone else. It's more just of a Texas pride thing that people here really love the state of Texas, and it's clean. You just do not see trash on the road, on the side of the road. You don't see trash in people's yards here. At least maybe it's because of where I live that people take pride, but in driving around, you really just don't see that kind of trash on the roads. And it's kind of fun to be a part of that. Now, technically, to a Texan, you have to be born here to be a Texan. Somebody who didn't get born here, wasn't born here, is never really a true Texan. You can try. So I'm trying. So I'm learning how to say y'all, and I'm learning how to say fixin' to. Like, so I'm fixing to go feed the neighbor's cat. That's an acceptable phrase around here. People say fixin' to all the time. I love it. And somebody asked me the other day, so you want to be Texan, but you don't even have any cowboy boots, do you? I was like, oh. So I had to buy myself some cowboy boots. Now, you can spend a lot of money on cowboy boots. I mean, I found a pair of used cowboy boots on eBay for $1,294. I'm sorry, but I'm not going to spend that much money on cowboy boots. Not even if I don't even know, especially if I don't even know if I can wear them. So I spent $64 on a used pair of cowboy boots from the same guy that was getting rid of his cowboy boots collection, just to see if I could. They're lizard skin, which is kind of weird because I have a pet lizard. But they're awesome and super comfortable. It's sort of weird to walk in heels. I'm getting used to that. But so I've been wearing my cowboy boots this week, you know, and people notice, oh, you really do want to be Texan, don't you? So there you go. I'll check back in a little bit after I feed this cat. Hey, welcome to episode 2. I think I'm going to do episode 2 a little bit different than episode 1, see how this works out. I'm going to do this in several pieces as several days go by. Today's Saturday, August, I think, 25th. Today, I have several activities going on. I've got to pull out a tree stump in the backyard. I chopped down a tree that was mostly dead. But when I chopped down the tree, it suddenly decided it was alive, and a whole bunch of new growth came up, which I guess I don't understand, but as this brand new tree was kind of growing up, I still had this huge tree stump. Ugh. So whatever. So I've been working on digging up this tree stump, and I don't really have the right tools for it, but I'm getting it to work. I got my 3-ton floor jack that's designed to jack up a car. I got that out there and jammed it under there as far as I could. I'm jacking up this tree stump out of the yard, so that's one of my activities today. Another thing I'm doing is with Spencer, one of our critters is a bearded dragon. It's this awesome lizard from Australia who is super aware, and he makes note of everything going on around in the house with the cats looking at him and whatnot, and he knows when he's gonna get fed and everything. It's really cool to watch. Well, anyway, we decided to redo his condo. I call it a condo because I don't like to think of it as a cage, even though it really is kind of a cage. We're redoing his condo. We put new dirt in. We're putting a bunch of plants in for him. He's gonna have oregano and mint and another spice I've never heard of before called root. It's supposed to be really good for you, good for him. We're putting in some other plant, I forgot what it is, to give him a little bit better area, because every time we put plants in there for him before, he just kills them. But we're gonna do it a little different this time and see if it works out. So we're pretty excited about that for the bearded dragon. The bearded dragon's name is Parthenax. Doesn't that sound like a cool dragon name? Anyway, so that's that. Spencer went with me to a store called the DFW Reptarium. It's a store for people that have reptiles. Snakes, frogs. I guess frogs are considered reptiles, sort of. Anyway, they sell supplies and the actual critters. And they've expanded it. They've doubled the size of it, and they brought in a bunch of new critters. It's almost a zoo in there. They have a boa constrictor snake in there that's 18 feet long. That is scary. It's scary. It's in there, it's in its own enclosure, and it's just kind of coiled up around itself watching. I don't know, there's just something ridiculously scary about that. Anyway, it's a really cool store. And that's what we're doing today. I'm going to try to get that tree stump out, get Parthenax's condo all set up so he'll be happier. And that's part one of this little segment. I'm going to pull into a little store here. Alright, I'll talk to you later. Okay, I have a broken guitar. I sanded around the edges of it. It used to be kind of a glossy, beautiful black, but it was an old guitar that's been played a lot, and it had some scratches and dings on it, so I decided to make it look stressed and distressed. So I sanded around it. Now you can see kind of the bare wood around here, but it has a problem. See, this part right here is called the bridge. It goes there and it attaches the strings to the back of the guitar, but it's broken. I don't know if you can see how jagged that pivot point is, or that one. They're not supposed to be jagged like that. They're supposed to be perfect and smooth. Plus, these bridge pins here and here are loose. They just pull out. So I bought a new bridge. Now, the original bridge was a chrome, so I bought this chrome one, but then I saw this black one. So now I gotta decide, black or chrome? Here's what the black one looks like. I think that looks awesome. Okay, and here's what the chrome one looks like. I already know what the chrome one looks like because the original is chrome. But that looks pretty awesome too. I don't know, we'll decide. And then you'll notice that it's got these two blank spaces for pickups. This is the pickup I usually use the most, But these two pickups are nice to have too. And when I originally took out those pickups, I also removed the switch to choose the pickup, and I removed the tone knob. And then this is the volume knob, and it's ruined also. So I've got to replace the bridge pins, two pickups, the 5-way selector switch, and you know, I'll probably leave the tone out because I never use it, but I need to replace that volume knob. So that's the next project I'm working on today. There's the bearded dragon, Parthenax, in his new surroundings. Isn't he awesome? All right, just a thought. Talking about anniversaries. Just wondering if it's just me, or is there something about if a man forgets about the anniversary, it's a mortal sin. But it's so okay if the woman forgets about it. It's always the man that is in trouble if he forgets Valentine's Day or an anniversary. What if he doesn't get flowers that day? There's some inequity there. Is it just me? Just seems like it's unequal. The man, for some reason, a lot of women seem to expect their husband to forget the anniversary or their birthday or Valentine's Day. And then, of course, the man gets in trouble. So I sort of don't understand that. I work with a girl that she knew her husband was going to forget their anniversary, so she planned a huge shame gift for him. Maybe not months, but at least 3 weeks, maybe a month before their anniversary. She was shopping online for this huge gift. She was going to spend over $100 for this gift to arrive for him at his work during the day, on the day of their anniversary, so that he would feel shame for not remembering the anniversary. It wasn't a gift to be given in love or in celebration. The entire purpose of the gift was to shame him for not remembering the anniversary. Granted, it was pretty funny because, of course, he forgot the anniversary and he felt shamed, and he had to come up with some response to make up for forgetting, and it was funny, but it just points out the inequity that it's okay if the woman forgets it, but it's not okay if the man forgets it. I'm just curious if I'm the only one that notices this, or if anyone else notices it. To take that thought a little bit farther, some coworkers were talking the other day about how it seems okay somehow for the woman in a relationship to slap the man or to punch the man, or even to verbally say mean things to the man. But if the man says anything, even to defend himself, it's not okay. And it's certainly not okay for the man to ever slap or hit a woman. I don't think it's okay for anybody to hit anyone. I'm not advocating that it's okay for a man to hit a woman, but it seems okay for the woman. I'm just observing and listening to what people talk about. It seems okay and acceptable for the woman to be angry and yell at the man, but it's not okay for the man to yell at the woman. It's okay for a woman to slap a man. It seems to be socially acceptable. It's not acceptable to me, and I'm not saying that my wife hits me, she doesn't. But one of my coworkers' wife hits him and slaps him. And somehow that's acceptable. I don't know. Again, is it just me? Or is there some inequity? Alright, I guess that's my thought. On that. Maybe there's equality somehow. Alright, I'm on my way back home to fix the sprinkler and replace a bunch of light bulbs that have needed replacing for a while that I've been ignoring and whatnot. Maybe I'll get some work done on the on the guitar before we head out to go fly around the city. Alright, well, it's Sunday still, or again. Can't remember if I recorded it already today. Today is not my wedding anniversary. However, today we are celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary. And we're doing so by going for dinner and a scenic flight around Dallas. I thought it was appropriate to do something very memorable for 20 years. Except Christy's afraid of flying. She's afraid of heights. I've gotten her up in an airplane twice, so I know she'll do it. I just hope she doesn't hate it too much. I think it'll be amazing and beautiful. It's going to be at approximately at sunset when we take off and fly around Dallas and see the city lights from the air. So that's what we're doing for our 20th wedding anniversary. Going to a place called Delta Charlie's at the Dallas Executive Airport, whatever that means. It's not DFW, it's some airport south of Dallas. We live a fair amount north of Dallas, so it's going to be quite a drive, but apparently they have super delicious dinner and an awesome flight, so we're excited. I'm just on my way to buy sprinkler parts. I need to fix the sprinklers because while I was pulling out that tree stump, I broke a sprinkler head. So whatever, that's what I'm doing today. And I'm working on the guitar again. Ran into a stumbling block with the guitar because of the wiring. The switch I'm putting in is a little different than the switches I've wired before, so I had to spend some time and do some research to figure out how to wire this thing. I might be able to finish that today. Anyway, I'm excited to show you the new guitar. Well, not new, but the guitar after I fix it. Oh, let's see. I had some other things I wanted to talk about, but I'm going into the store right now. Going into the store right now. Well, I'm pulling into the parking lot, but it doesn't give me enough time to express my other thoughts. So, anyway, this is a boring segment. Sorry. I will hang up and continue later. Hey, it's Sunday. I'm working on the yard a little bit today. I broke a sprinkler yesterday while I was pulling out that tree stump. I got the tree stump out, so that was good. That was a big thing. I had some different thoughts about that guitar, so I didn't quite get it done yet. I think you'll like it. Now, today is not my wedding anniversary. But today's the day we're celebrating our wedding anniversary. We've been married 20 years, and we're going out to dinner and a dusk or sunset flight around Dallas. So we're pretty excited about that. I'm a little nervous about it because my wife is afraid of flying. I've taken her flying a couple of times and she's done it. So I'm encouraged, but I don't want to do a wedding anniversary, 20th year wedding anniversary, doing something that she'll hate. So I hope she likes it. So we're gonna go for a flight, a skyline tour around Dallas with dinner. I think it's gonna be amazing and beautiful. She's afraid of heights. Anyway, we went up into the Reunion Tower in Dallas, which is, I don't remember how high it is. I think it's like 750 feet. I don't know. Is that possible? I don't know. It's pretty tall. The Reunion Tower, you go up in there, there's a bar and a restaurant, and you can look out and see for miles and miles around Dallas. You can see the AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play. You can see the fairgrounds. You can see almost as well. Yeah, I think you can actually see up to Frisco where we live. Yeah, it's not that far. So anyway, we went up in there and she seemed to handle that height issue all right. But anyway, it's gonna be fun. I wanted to let you know that we're going to be celebrating our 20th wedding anniversary today. I'm out right now to get parts so I can fix that sprinkler that I broke. I think that's all. I gotta get some crickets for the frog. I caught a frog that was up on the window and I was afraid she was just going to cook there in the sun up on the window. She wasn't moving. I did some research to figure out that she is a female. She's a green tree frog, absolutely beautiful. And so I put her in an aquarium with a plant. I probably should let her go, but there's not really very much water around here. I'm not sure. I don't know. I should have just let her go, but I didn't. Now I've had her for over a year, and she's grown a lot, and she's this beautiful bright green color, and she barks. She sounds like a chihuahua when she barks. Anyway, I gotta get some crickets for her. She eats crickets. And that's what I'm out to do. Get sprinkler parts and get crickets. So that's all. Alright, like I said, this journal entry is going to be chopped up in some pieces. I have a whole bunch of thoughts I wanted to share, but I don't really have time right at the moment. I just wanted to let you know what I'm doing right now. Sprinklers. I don't really have any thoughts about that. It's not like it's a deep philosophical debate about should I fix the sprinklers or not. Alright, that's all. Alright, remember the black guitar? Let's see if we can get a good shot of it. Anyway, it's black and it's distressed, and I'm the only one that ever plays it. You can see that the bridge is out and the pickups are out and the switch it and volume, everything's out, and the neck is masked. So I'm going to transform this guitar. Might not get it all done today, we'll see. I have to go to work in a little bit, but there's the final shot of the black guitar. Step one was to drill some holes and get my grinder out to add some contours. Kind of interesting, I hope. Anyway, there's step two.